Patrick Thelwell, people are saying this kind of action is totally undefensible.
Other people are saying, thank God that someone's finally doing what we've all been thinking. And, I think there's millions of people around the world who know full well why, the kings and the elites that rule us don't deserve our respect. And I think that was my message to the world. Like, the king doesn't have my respect, and he shouldn't have yours too.
Why?
Why? Because he's the figurehead for an imperialist state that, through its colonial activities, murdered millions of people, invented the concentration camp, and to this day is profiting off that legacy. You have concentration camps on our own borders that the government, says there's an invasion of refugees. Where they see an invasion, I see human beings. I believe everybody's equal.
So what's your reaction to people who are saying that an incident like that, where eggs are thrown at the new monarch, brings disgrace on the city?
I've had people message me to tell me that they're sad that they've moved away from York because this was what they see as the city that they loved, and York's always been a rebel city. That's definitely part of our history, and so I think the people of York are what makes this a great place, and the king is not one of the great people of York. The nurses and teachers and stuff that actually make the city run. The Duke of York, our own Duke, best friends with Jeffrey Epstein, should have been stripped of his title long ago.
What about people who I've seen people describe you as an egotistical attention seeker? How would you respond to them?
The actions that I take, are, from my perspective, without ego. I do them because there's a political message that I have that's more important than me. When those eggs were thrown, the crowd lost their minds. People were tearing my hair out. People were and some of your viewers might be like, "Good, that's what he deserves."
That's what some people will say.
Yeah. And I'd say
angry.
that promoting violence against peaceful protesters, which I am, is fascism, and the levels of people's, the way people were screaming and just pushing past the police to kick me,
but it was
who were out with their families,
and
I spoiled their special day,
that,
did I?
Can't you? Because it was
No,
a
special
surprise
day.
attack on the monarch.
But why was it a special day? Why should we, as a society, celebrate the fact that an unelected person whose blood we're told is better than ours? What is there to be proud of, to support that institution? What we can be proud of as a community is the things that we achieve together, in our neighborhoods and in our towns and cities. It's got nothing to do with the flag. It's got nothing to do with this person who calls himself king. And I'm sorry, but if you were really, really excited to just watch this old man who was best friends with Jimmy Savile walk past, because that's something you think you should tell your grandkids about, I think go out and see the rest of York. There's some lovely places around here, and you don't need to kneel for any king. You can be your own person.
There have been calls for you to apologise to the king. I sense that won't be happening.
If the king will apologise for colonialism and all of the millions of people who have suffered and died at the hands of the British Empire, for which there was never been any reparations, for the billions and billions of pounds that supported the growth of this country, during the slave trade. The government paid reparations to slave holders when they abolished slavery, not the slaves. And if the government will apologise for that, then maybe I'll say sorry about the eggs.